There is so much going on, it would be easy to lose sight of the individual aspects of how these rather unusual murder charges against 4 police officers are proceeding. While we've been tracking the protests and hearing from civil rights leaders, and we'll hear from Maya Wiley in a moment, right now I want to get into these new charges. All 4 officers are basically facing murder charges. Officer Chauvin charged with second-degree felony murder. The other 3 officers, I should say, are charged with a type of murder that says basically they aided a second-degree felony murder. Now, what does this mean in practical terms? Right here is the headline. You don't have to get into all the weeds. You have 4 officers in this incident. You have Mr. Floyd dead, killed according to the autopsy, and all 4 face up to 40 years for unintentional murder. Now, let's get into what this means, because we are at the beginning of a legal process, not the end. Everyone is legally, formally presumed innocent until proven guilty. So the new information tonight is how prosecutors want to prove them guilty of murder. The theory here is called felony murder. This is a serious charge. And it's not just a murder charge. It's one that actually requires a separate and additional felony. So put the officers to the side for 1 minute. And imagine someone goes to hold up a liquor store, felony number 1. Then, in trying to commit that felony, somebody gets killed. There's your felony murder. Now, I just described a random kind of street crime. I could tell you, and we checked with several experts today, police officers are rarely charged with felony murder. This is not typically how prosecutors approach these cases, but there's been nothing typical about any of this. Now, for context, let's look at the numbers showing how often officers are even convicted of murders when there are police shootings. From 2005 on your screen, what you see is zeros, nothing, nada, no convictions, 0 officers convicted. What has started to change, and we've been reporting on this, and just say the past 5 years, is you have a handful of officers convicted of murder. We checked and we didn't find many examples of convictions of felony murder. Now, the Attorney General of Minnesota is highlighting all of this today. And in addition to explaining how he's going to approach this, he argues that basically the first felony was assault of Mr. Floyd, and then obviously the killing makes for the felony murder. He also took pains to emphasize he was not responding to public pressure.
I did not allow public pressure to impact our decision-making process.
Now, that may be true. I'm a newsreader, not a mind reader, and I can't tell you what was inside Mr. Ellison's decision-making process. But I can report for you something that you need to understand when you look at these problems and potential reform. Whatever Mr. Ellison's decision was, the main reason he's making any decision at all is, yes, because of the public pressure you see on your screen, because of the public pressure you may see in your community, because of the public pressure that has been ripping across American life for the past week, because it was only pressure that changed the routine to put an independent attorney general overseeing the case in the first place. So here we are, a week after there were no charges in the case, and all of a sudden, 4 officers face this very aggressive move of a felony murder prosecutorial theory. The 3 officers at the scene are charged with, now we're going to get into the details, quote, intentionally aiding, advising, hiring, counseling, or conspiring to kill George Floyd, to, quote, cause the death of him. And the charge of Officer Chauvin was upgraded today, the complaint now noting that he, quote, left his knee on Floyd's neck even while there was force was no longer necessary to control him. No longer necessary to control him. That's legal speak for brutality, that this was not a necessary tactic. And then it adds that Chauvin's restraint of Floyd was a substantial causal factor in the death. Now, the ongoing investigation can take months. New charges could be added or changed. The prosecutors need to collect the evidence. Securing a murder conviction is always a big deal. And as we just showed you, securing it of an officer is something that in many years doesn't happen in one single state in the entire country. Now, having walked through the breakdown, I want to bring in Maya Wiley. She is a former civil prosecutor. She worked for the mayor of New York City and was chair of the New York Civilian Complaint Review Board, which provides independent police oversight of NYPD. Maya, that makes you not only an old friend of the beat, but substantively quite perfect guest for these challenging topics. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Ari.
Can you think of a felony murder conviction that's ever been won against an officer And if not, how do you think this will work and apply here?
Well, I don't know of one. I can't say there's never been one, but I think you said it well. Look, the felony underneath this is aggravated assault. That's what we heard from the Attorney General, essentially. And what we see is certainly an easier to prove the aggravated assault. You intend that, and then the murder happens on top of that. Then the other officers, because they had reason to know that this was going to possibly result in death and then results in death, you participate in it physically, and you participate by not stopping it even after you find out there is no pulse. I think that this is a strong case in that sense, not that these are ever easy to win, but this is a stunning video, and even both coroners, the family's coroner and the medical examiner, agree this is homicide.
Briefly, 25 seconds, what would you say to a jury?
I would say that wearing blue is not a defense to killing. And that's what we see on the video. Plain, simple, believe your eyes.
An experienced litigator knows concise and clear often wins the day. Maya Wiley, thank you as always for your legal analysis. We'll be seeing you again. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.